Barry Burton is back in action, and Capcom Unity recently sat down with the Resident Evil Revelations 2 development team to talk about how they updated this classic character for 2015.
I'm here, baby. Please be alive.
そうですね。
Yeah, we really wanted to have Barry in this game, A, because he's such a popular character among the fans, and B, because it gives us an opportunity to explore his character in a little more depth. As you know, his daughter, Moira, is also a character in the game. We know that she exists because she is referenced in the original Resident Evil, but this is the first time she appears as a character, as a playable character, no less. So we get to see a lot of the kind of parent and child dynamic between Barry and Moira, and I think that's a really interesting story thread that you should enjoy. Another reason I personally was kind of motivated to do that is having worked on the original Resident Evil. There's definitely a special place in my heart for Barry Burton, so I really wanted to work with that character again. So as for what Barry has been up to, he's an older guy now. He's likely in his 50s. So he is a member of the BSAA, like Chris, but he works more in kind of a consultant capacity, specializing in weaponry. He's less in the field these days. I can tell you why he has come to the island in this particular game. As we know, his daughter Moira was captured along with Claire and taken to this mysterious island. He is made aware of this fact, and he obviously wants to go rescue his daughter. So once again, this game is very much about the relationship between Barry the father and Moira the daughter.
So
at this point, Moira is kind of a younger, more hot-headed character. Barry is, older. So I think it's very natural in most families that these two would not necessarily get along all that well. Obviously, that is going to evolve and change over the course of the game. I don't want to talk too much about that because that's one of the main things that I think you can enjoy about the storyline. But clearly, as things progress, their relationship will change to suit the circumstances. So as we know, Barry arrives on the island in search of his daughter, who has been captured. Once he gets there, he meets up with this sort of mysterious young girl named Natalie. He has mixed feelings about teaming up with her. He doesn't want to put her in danger, so his instinct is to not take her along. At the same time, she does indicate that she knows where Moira is, so it makes sense for Barry to sort of team up with her. And also, he is a father by nature, so it's only natural that he would want to protect this kid and kind of take her on this journey so that he can make sure she's okay and comes out on the other side.
All right, stay close. You're with me now. Come on.
We knew that we didn't want to just recreate Barry exactly as we'd seen him before, because this is a new game. At the same time, as you might guess, there are certain elements that we wanted to maintain from his existing design. Chiefly among that is, he's known for having that red vest or jacket. We wanted to make sure that color and that motif was present, so we have that in there. When it comes to what he actually looks like, his actual face and his overall design. Interestingly enough, when we were working on the motion capture, one of the actor that we had for mocap and that we used as a 3D scan to upgrade this character, coincidentally enough, he basically is Barry. The guy's name is Anthony. He looks like Barry, acts like Barry, he likes guns like Barry. He actually brought some guns in to show us during the shoot. So that was kind of cool. Once I saw him, I thought, oh, well, this is our Barry right here. We just need to finish up the costume design and we're all set. And the one episode a lot of people really remember about Barry that stands out the most is when he appeared in the first Resident Evil game, and we found out that he was taking orders from Wesker under duress because Wesker was threatening his family. So he's already been established as kind of a family man and someone who has a kid that he cares for very much. So we know a few things about Barry. We know that aspect of him. We know that he is a sensitive father figure. We also know that he's really tough and that he is a soldier and that he likes guns and knows his way around a gun. So we wanted to make sure that both of these aspects of his personality and his character were present in the design. It's important that he look like a tough soldier. It's also important that he show a little bit of sensitivity too. Barry comes fully equipped, he's ready. He is kind of a tough soldier character, but this is where we ran into a bit of a conundrum. It is a survival horror game. We wanted to make sure there was that sense of fear and that sense of tension, and if Barry was too strong, that wasn't going to work. So we knew that we needed certain situations in the game, certain enemy types in the game that were tough enough to rattle even Barry. So this definitely had a big effect on not only his look, but also the types of enemies, the types of environments that he explores, that sort of thing. So as you say, Barry definitely does come to the island prepared. He's got full equipment, and he is that kind of character. He is a fighter. So when enemies do come after Barry, it would make sense that he would attempt to engage them. He's certainly equipped to, but at the same time, he's not by himself. He does have Natalie with him, so he needs to keep an eye on her, needs to make sure that she is safe. So I wouldn't say that he's going to be just completely guns blazing the whole time. He has more to worry about than just killing enemies. So as you say, this is not a direct sequel to the original Revelations. It takes place in a different time period, different characters. It's not a traditional direct sequel. At the same time, there are certain kind of threads, certain elements that are absolutely retained from Revelations 1, not the least of which would be the idea of it being a horror-centric game, something that kind of goes back to the roots of the series and focuses on that. It also shares the kind of episodic, serialized storytelling nature of the original Revelations, with an emphasis on cliffhangers, and keeping the user at the edge of their seat wondering what happens next. So we've got those elements from the original that carry over and are beefed up for Revelations 2. As far as what this series really means and what role it plays, one of the goals we set out for Revelations as kind of a sub-series is to make it a fan-centric series. We want to make sure that we're delivering what it is that the fans are into. They clearly enjoyed the first Revelations. They made it clear what they liked about it. It's our job then to build upon that in the sequel, and that helps the the IP in general. Just kind of serving as this way to take the fans' temperature, understand what it is they want from us, and find creative ways to kind of meet those needs. So in that sense, Revelations is obviously a very important part of the franchise as a whole. As far as what Revelations as a sub-series kind of means overall for the IP, I always think of it as a place or a game rather, that straddles the line between the classic RE games and the more modern RE games. It takes kind of a best of both worlds approach, and I think that is the role that the Revelations series fulfills.